Hi, I'm Michelle Valberg. I'm a Canadian Nikon Ambassador and a Canadian Geographic photographer in residence. I live in Ottawa, Canada, where I am right now, and I look forward to sharing some behind-the-scenes action with you, photographing Boss, the spirit bear. The Great Bear Rainforest is a global treasure that covers 6.4 million hectares on British Columbia's north and central coast. It's equivalent to the size of Ireland. 2 years ago, I went back to the Great Bear Rainforest in search of the elusive spirit bear. Also known as the Kermode bear, it's a color variant of the North American black bear. The indigenous peoples of the north coast of British Columbia have shared its territory for thousands of years. Due to a double recessive gene, a small percentage of black bears in the area are all white. They are not albino. Because these bears mostly live on isolated islands, the gene continues to be replicated. The indigenous legend says that the raven made 1 in every 10 black bears white to remind the people of the time when glaciers covered this land. The Great Bear Rainforest is abundant with wildlife. From the bears and birds to the whales and sea otters, my camera rarely stopped clicking. One early morning, I was crouched low at the river's edge. My knees were on the rocks in the water. I was anticipating bears. I was anxious, excited. I had 3 of my Nikon mirrorless camera bodies, one with a tripod and 800 millimeter, one with a 500 millimeter PF, and the other with the 70-200. I was ready for all encounters. However, I didn't anticipate Boss standing 15 feet directly in front of me. Boss lowered his head into the river, and without realizing it, I too instinctively ducked my head a fraction. From several meters away, I was watching the elusive spirit bear through my viewfinder. I was holding my breath and trying to remember to exhale. He pulled his head up and shook, droplets spiraling in a circular windmill around his head. He looked at me for an instant and then plunged his head back into the water. He was searching for salmon roe on the bottom of the river. I felt a catch in my throat. The photographer in me knew intuitively that it would be a memorable photo. But the human in me felt that in that moment I was part of Boss's life, as he was part of mine. We were deeply connected in a way that is hard to describe. Isn't that what wildlife photography is really all about? I believe it's more than capturing a moment and holding on to it as evidence of our possession of nature. It's an opportunity to look into the eyes of a wild creature and see ourselves reflected, to understand that we are, after all, intrinsically entwined. Of course, not every wild encounter is like a glitter bomb of perfection. Sometimes a moment with wildlife can be joyful. They can be achingly sad or ridiculously funny. An encounter may not even happen after the hours and hours of waiting and waiting. But with patience and maybe a bit of luck, that defining image will find its way into your image library and reveal itself to the world. I continuously dig deeper to find that moment and meaning to share with my viewers so they can create their own story within my image. Perhaps it ignites their curiosity or desire to learn more, or if successful, it makes them feel more connected to the natural world. Photography can blend art and science and ignite viewers to be more engaged. As a wildlife photographer, I take this mission seriously, and it is always a significant part of my process of creating. Using photography for social awareness, wildlife conservation, and inspiration will always be my continued mission. The natural world mirrors what we see in ourselves, our beauty, our simplicity, our complications, our responsibilities. Nature is a part of us and reflects who we are. As a visual storyteller, it is my mission to educate, inspire, and immerse my viewers in the beauty and wonder of planet Earth.